Turn to page 5 of your note packet. You need to review some of the exponent and exponent rules before we can get into the positive and negative exponents. So when you turn to page 5, we're going to just review some of the properties that we go through. Your notes actually start on page 6, so if you flip the page. First thing that we need to talk about is that the exponent part, which we all know is the part of the exponent that is up on top, okay, taking it to the power up, and the base is the number or the letter that we're taking it to, okay. It all means repeated multiplication, so in this case it's b to the n, but let's say that I have b to the 5th, I would write it as b times b, times b times b times b, okay. So if you look at the bottom part of your notes, we're actually going to take a look at that. They want us to expand 6 to the 3rd times 6 to the 2nd. So we're going to take 6 to the 3rd, which is 6 times 6 times 6. And we can also times that by 6 to the 2nd, which is 6 times 6. So we get 6. How many 6's do we have? We have 5 6's, so that is 6 to the 5th power. If you notice that when we expanded this to get our 6 to the 5th power, all we had to do was add our exponents. So this was actually 6 to the 3rd plus 5. Turn your page and we can take a look at this. We could expand all these, but since we know that we just add our exponents, we're going to take 7 to the 3rd power plus to the 3rd power to give us 7 to the 6th power. Same thing here, we've got 2 to the 3rd power plus to the 2nd power gives us 2 to the 5th power. Same thing happens when we have x's. We write down our x, we add our exponents together. In this case we have 3 plus 4, so we get x to the 7th power is our answer. Okay. The other thing that we need to look at is when we do these, okay, you can take a shortcut, but if we have a coefficient that's a number, we're going to want to actually find out our answer. So in this case we have 6 to the 5th, okay. On your worksheet I'm going to want you to actually punch that into your calculator. What is 6 to the 5th power? Okay, and then write that down. Here we've got a, add together your 4 plus your 6, we get a to the 10th. Here we have x to the 9th power. And our last one, if I just have a 2, that's the same as 2 to the 1st power. So I have 2 to the 1 times 2 to the 4, add together my 1 plus my 4, and I get 2 to the 5th power. Okay, other property that we have to look at is if I'm outside parentheses, that works a lot like as if I were to distribute. Okay, so I have to take 4 to the 2nd to the 3rd power. Now I'm going to multiply those together. So I actually have 4 to the 6th power now. So when you're doing your worksheet, you really have to make sure that you can tell the difference between whether you're supposed to add them or whether you're supposed to multiply them. Usually when you see your parentheses, you're going to multiply your exponents. So in this case we have 5. My 4 times my 2 is 8, so 5 to the 8th power. Here we have d. 3 times 3 gives me 9, so d to the 9th power. And finally n to the 12th, because my 3 times my 4 gives me to the 12th power. Okay. If I have 2 of them, I need to distribute it through. So I have negative 6 squared times 5 squared. Okay, so negative 6 squared gives me a positive 36 times 25. Punch that into your calculator and get your answer for that one. Same thing here, this 3 has to be distributed to everything. So I've got 4 to the 3rd power times, I have to go y to the 3rd power, and my z to the 3rd power. Okay, most of your worksheet is going to keep them like this, okay, but some of them do get quite a bit more complicated. And when they get a little bit more complicated, you're going to want to take a look at a couple of the other videos that I have up. Um, so take a look at those. I'll let you know which ones those are. Okay, and then you need to do the pages in your worksheet that are on the board.